What's going on, everyone? Trying to have a short and sweet video here for the monthly close. Dollar on the weekly is coming into resistance, calling for a bearish retracement, still holding down resistance from a double top previous highs. It's come down below support levels and came back into resistance now. That's a bearish retracement. As far as the daily goes, though, today we are closing a nice little hammer over support and a nice U. So I'm thinking this is going to take out that double top that the weekly is so resistant to. As far as the monthly close goes, it looks like a pretty established double back. You can see the throwback after the breakout, and now the double back closing above previous highs. So it looks bullish for the dollar for the next month. Anything could happen, but it is closing above previous highs, above 50% of the previous candle. Really nice bounce off of that support line. S&P real quick, closing on its highs. Dow closing near its highs, and the NASDAQ closing near its highs. What I'm looking for is some kind of reversal bars, some kind of a 2-bar pattern, 3-bar pattern. Looks like support's holding on a daily for the S&P, the Dow. No reversal bars, bounced off. You might say that these have the same trading action as maybe some hanging man, but it did not close that way. We did close on the Dow lower high, but it is above support. So watch out below and then take another ride on the way up. Previous high breaks. NASDAQ, same thing. Lower high. It looks like the NASDAQ is closing below the 8 on a daily, but it did fill that gap one more time and bounced off of it. Closing in between the gaps. So we'll see how it happens on this one. Monthly open is tomorrow. No reversal bars, nothing to get excited about. Could be just a continuation flat top break for the next month. But closing near its highs, watch for those double top monthly opens. See how that works out for tomorrow. See if we can find any double tops working. Shanghai, it looks like another bounce. Pretty nice bounce. We had the reversal bar to deal with, but now it's closing 50% of the previous candle above previous highs. So let's see a reversal here on that daily. For the monthly close, all you need is a flat top break on the monthly chart. It's sitting right there. And there's that flat top break coming in for Shanghai. Coming off of that hammer, off of support, came through. Not much of a rejection on the approach here to the previous highs, but right now we got a bearish Harami coming in for the week, but it's only Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday. A little bearish on the Nikkei as it is coming below the 13 now. Thin line of support, as this is a very steep support line for the 13 and the 8. So it's closing below everything. Watch out below as it takes out the previous reversal bar. Look for previous low breaks. Looks like it's trying to turn over. We do have a triangle that's moving on up, higher lows. So see how far it'll go inside this triangle. We do have a flat top break with a double top. Lots of resistance on the way up. Looks like it might be losing momentum. Same with the 10-year. Watch for the flat top break below, as everything is closing below the support lines that we established on the way up. Nikkei did not, on a daily chart, did not come down to its natural course of return. Looks like it's bouncing, got rejected, but it did close that gap. So look for maybe a close above the next previous gap line there, so we can get some support. But pretty good bounce. Didn't even come down to its natural course, which is that trend line. Lots of resistance going up. We'll see what happens. Crude. Crude is lazy. It looks like it wants to turn around again. It's at support. It did bounce, but it's slacking. Closing below the 8 on the weekly. Just hanging in there on the 13. $50 should have got a 60 already. So it's not there yet. For the monthly close, it's just a high level consolidation so far. Coming into major resistance on the monthly chart, so see what happens. Looks like resistance is at 60. Nice reversal bar. Came into support, and now it's just kind of slowly but surely coming in. Let's see. Looks a little bearish on coal for the monthly close. It's got a steep line of a decline trend line there. It's right at the 8. Let's see what happens for the rest of the week. Looks like the week is bearish. The 8 is crossing over now. I'm looking for a bearish retracement back into resistance. And for the day, looks like that double bottom did not work out very well. We had a little bottom here, came into resistance, kind of consolidated. I was very happy about that, and then boop, broke previous lows. We are working with a inverted hammer. Not quite. Looks like the next day candle closed outside of that. Or it closed at the bottom there. So I guess that reversal bar is still intact, and we got a whipsaw in effect. See how that pans out. Moving on to steel. Start from the top. Monthly. Damn, monthly steel. That looks bullish. Monthly charts take forever, but look for previous high breaks at 41.25. For the week, looks like it came back into support. Now it's bouncing back. Unlike CLF, should have done the same thing, but it's kind of slow getting back up. So and for the monthly close, it's bullish. Daily. Looks like daily's in between support and resistance. Gold still coming down into support. Support's got a hold. Looks like we opened up for the next day. For the weekly, looks like a pretty drastic rejection so far. I'm hoping that the next line of support, the next previous lows and the next previous highs are support. Otherwise, it's likely to come all the way back down into the next lines of support. Somewhere along the line, 8's going to hold it somewhere. As far as the monthly close, we're still below that 8. We tried and failed to get above that 8 on the monthly chart. But you can still see the bullish retracement and now the bounce. So let's get outside of that 8. I'm looking for a short and sweet consolidation phase as it's doing now on the daily. Watch those reversal bars. Looks like it's coming into support right now. It's got to hold. Otherwise, it's going to fall through the next line of support. Silver's got a little funny little reversal bar happening up here. So watch out below as that's taken out on the downside. But we're well above the 34 on a weekly, which was the goal. Next goal is get above 1850, which is the next previous lows. 1850 is a big mark on the silver chart. Gotta get above 1850. Right now we're retracing. Hopefully that is just not a falling star, it's just a inverted hammer over support, ready for another run. We'll see. For the monthly close on silver, same thing. This time we made it above the MA8 on that monthly chart, so we got a full-blown bullish retracement, and now we got support levels below us. So let's get all the way back up to previous highs, make a flat top break. It's probable. Copper, monthly close on copper, looks like a little whipsaw. Thinking it's going to come back down and support on that monthly. Let's see, for the daily, looks like it climbed through resistance as it fell apart. But that could be a bearish retracement too, as it's coming into the 8. So we had a breakdown and then a run up into resistance on the snapback. It's got to hold. I need copper, silver, and gold to run together. It just ain't happening. Been waiting and waiting. Looks like on a weekly it's bouncing again. Now we're above the 8, so a little more happy. A little happier there. Let's get above previous highs and get a nice flat top break continuation. GDX, you can see on all these the reverse head and shoulders, the right shoulder coming in, and the drastic fall off. The faster that right shoulder comes in and comes back, the bigger the break. Not much of a bounce today, so maybe it's not that quick as I want it to be, because today should have doubled back after that drop off. And so now it's stuck coming into resistance. Slowly but surely. For the month, I got a little reversal bar for the monthly close. Got rejected by the 8, We got a 3-bar pattern that's bullish. That whipsaw is not bullish, but that inverted hammer over support is. So we'll see who wins. It's always a battle. Always a battle. I have support on that reversal bar. I got support on the low and resistance on the top. I got a double top working. So let's get this thing rolling. Let's see an open on the upside. Take out that 8. Break previous highs. Take a run. GDXJ, same thing. Nugget. I'm not sure if I can get a good monthly chart on a nugget. Let's look at JNUG. Another inverted hammer. Came into previous lows. Got rejected. Beautiful little inverted hammer though on that bottom chart. Monthly close. Look for an open on the upside. And again, the left shoulder and the right shoulder. Pretty drastic, but it came down all the way into support. Let's see a churn on this thing for the rest of the week. Bitcoin. Pretty nice. Bitcoin is hanging above previous highs, and that red line was previous highs at 1160. So far it's hanging above. It needs to consolidate above previous highs and then make that little U and then break out. Otherwise, we got support at 1140. If it wants to come and test support lines, to get to 1140, you'll have to get below previous highs. So then anything goes. And in that case, it would probably have to gather its legs, consolidate, and try again. Right now, we're $30 above previous highs. That's pretty good. CLF did not do that double back like steel did, but we need to get above previous highs. It's consolidating nicely, believe it or not. It came across this previous line of breaks, came up, and now it's throwing back into support. Right now, today, on this weekly chart, we so far are closing at a higher low. But the week is not over. Now on the daily, we got a cross, back into support, fell through, kind of came up, started to do a bullish piercing pattern, but got stuck and rejected. So now we have that rolling over top on the daily. So look for support lines. Make sure you got support. I think it has support, but getting a little jittery down here in this area. I think it's a huge head fake, but you know, I could be wrong. Because on a daily chart, it broke out, came into support, got rejected here, came all the way back through to the next line of support, broke down, gapped down, closed in to resistance. And now rejected again, lower high. Looks like a rolling over top. AG. Looks like that broke down, had a bearish retracement already. Looking for some kind of a support to come in. It's got to hold the line. It almost closed above the long line there. I think it's close enough, but it's doubling back. Look for the bearish retracements and then the rollover. But that's a definite reverse head and shoulders on AG. NAK looks like it hasn't found a bottom. trying to. Let it base, let it base. It's got to come into resistance sometime. Let's see what happens when it hits resistance. Does it break through and then gather its support? Or does it get rejected? Right now we got a low level consolidation. And it looks like the measured move is in, taking the peaks to the 34 all the way down, and it looks like they dragged it on a little bit further than they had to. Let's see what happens when it hits resistance for the first time on a bounce. USLV doing the same thing. Getting a little top heavy. Let's see if it can break through and hold the next lines of support. URRE. Working on that hammer here. It was closing. I was trying to get this thing above, but it got rejected so far. Take out this inverted hammer on the upside. Use that as your support. That we had support and then it came through. One more time. So we got a double bottom here. We got a higher low here. We got a candle here that's reversed, knocking out a bottom. And so far we hit resistance and backed off. I like this URRE on a long-term chart, that monthly. Nice J-curve, long-term J-curve. It's gonna break. It's in a tight little area. That's a monthly chart, so it could take 3 months, you know, who knows? But you gotta be watching previous high breaks. Use those previous highs as your support and take a ride. This is the bottom. Looks like monthly close on URA got rejected. A little spinning top, maybe even coming back down into support for URA. UEC, nice. Nice monthly inverted hammer right over support. Nice, nice, nice. I like to see that. IEG, closing a lower high over the monthly. But consolidating nicely over the 34 on a monthly chart. That's pretty much it. Everything is pretty much the same. Everyone's gonna go through this right shoulder pullback, and hopefully it's short and sweet. Maybe a few days. But we have to see what happens when it hits resistance again. Make sure we gather our legs properly before we try that major resistance lines. But that's about it. Hopefully this is short and sweet. The reason why I need to do short and sweet because my internet sucks lately, and taking 3, 4, 5 hours to upload a video to YouTube is a little too much for me. So let's see if a shorter video will happen, make it easier for me. Let me know what's going out there, and share, like, and comment. I'll talk to you soon.